Okay, here we go. This episode of Jocks and Jills is brought to you by Shark Ninja, Shark Beauty, Shark Home, and Ninja Kitchen. Specifically, the Shark Cryo Glow Cooling LED Face Mask. It's the only med spa-inspired mask to combine clinically tested IQ LED technology and InstaChill cold technology for results. Starting with the push of a button, I use this thing in the mornings. I use it at night. I'm obsessed. It's become a part of my wellness and skincare routine. There's a little relaxed time, little cold pads under your eyes, Tessa.
The cold pads, game changer.
Yeah, totally. It wakes you up in the morning.
Does.
It's not skincare, it's skin tech. Only Cryo Glow combines high energy LEDs, deep penetrating infrared, and under eye cooling. Shout out to our friends at Shark Beauty. They keep us looking alive, even on days when we're not feeling that alive. Shark Ninja is a proud founding partner of the PWHL and our presenting sponsor here at Jocks and Jills. All right, here we go. Episode 5. How are we doing today, Tessa? How's your week been?
We're good. You know what? Call me crazy, and I know you love this because you're woo-woo, but full moons affect my children so much.
Totally. The beaver moon last night was absolutely epic. Like, my journaling session was lit.
But
it's hard to sleep in a full moon, I find. Last night, I think it was the closest to Earth the moon will be all year. So I think
huge.
It's the most, it would have been the most intense for your little womb
so
goblins.
it was on Wednesday evening.
Yep, that's when it started.
Sorry, it was Tuesday evening. Wait, what day is it today? Yeah, so
Thursday,
it was Tuesday evening. So Annie, I don't even remember. This is what's crazy. Is I got home late from hockey, right? So it was like 12:30-ish. Pass out in bed, crash, right? I wake up, I look over, Annie's next to me. And like, we don't let our kids sleep in our bed. So I'm like, what? When did she get in here? Did Ed let her in? Like, how did I not hear this? She's full on snuggling me and talking to me. I'm like, Annie. So I'm like, what time is it? I look, it's like not even bright out, but like normal for this time of year. Look at the clock, 2:30. I'm like, oh girl. I'm like, Bean, it's the middle of the night. Like, we have to go back to bed. She's like, please, can we just go downstairs and play? I'm like, play? Absolutely not. So I go back. I'm like, here, I'll snuggle you in your bed for a bit. Throw her in her bed, snuggle her a little bit. She's still talking away, asking if we can go downstairs. I'm like, are you hungry? Like,
was
what
she
is
howling
this?
At any point at the moon?
No, but I was just like, so I gave her a little talk. I'm like, listen, sweetheart, your body has to grow. Your muscles to stay strong need to sleep. And your little brain needs rest too. So lay down and let your body rest. You don't have to sleep, but you just lay still and do the deep breaths. Like I taught you, I teach them to do 60 breaths, whatever. Hopefully they fall asleep by then. I'm like, and if you wake up daddy. So literally, I didn't even know this until the next morning. Ed fills me in. She came right back, grabbed Ed just after 3, brought him to her bed. Ed slept in there till 5:30. He's like, I don't even know if she slept. I got up in the morning with them just after 7 or around 7. Or no, Ed did. They came in. And then, so I'm awake and I'm thinking, okay, where's Annie? All of a sudden I hear her howling down the hallway.
So she was howling.
Mom, Dad, it's wake time. Like, what? And then just goes to school like nothing happened. And then after school, I pick her up and she's like, I am so tired. And I'm like, yeah man,
Annie.
Sleep. Anyways, Beaver Moon, you were crazy. Crazy.
So
turning
wild.
my kids into werewolves.
I feel like everyone with kids says the same thing. My mom and my sister are both teachers. They say the same thing. We're 70% water. Like if the moon could move around water, it's got to do something to us. Does it move around water
actually?
Yeah, like when the tides change.
Isn't that from the rotation of the earth or is that actual moon?
I think it's the moon. Like you'd really be like perforating in a hole in a lot of things I thought I believed if that was the case. I'm pretty sure it has to.
We're going to do a deep dive Google
We
after
sound really,
this.
I'm scared that we sound dumb, so we have to move on. It snowed where I live today, which is so wild. No, dude, I'm not even mad. It was honestly really peaceful. And it was today was actually the day that all of the pumpkins and like the leaves had to be taken for garbage. So it's perfect, you know, just put a little dusting of snow on the porch. My dog was absolutely rattled when he went outside though. He turned around and snapped his neck around and looked at me like, what is this? All over my yard. I can't deal with it. It was honestly, I'm into it. My Instagram story has so many responses right now with where the hell do you live?
Yeah.
My dad keeps making fun of me that I moved to a snow belt. I guess I did, but like,
I guess you're okay with it. I'd rather have snow than slush the way majority of the GTA, the Greater Toronto area up in Canada has it.
Yeah, I agree. You need a little snow in your life. It's a little early.
Like there's nothing worse than your kid coming home with muddy snow pants.
Oh yeah, that's
like get them
bad.
wet. You should be
Yeah.
in snow and they should be wet. I don't need muck midwinter, you know?
No.
That's where
I
I'm at.
totally agree. I totally agree.
Also, this time of year, you got snow, and that means that I need to hop to it. But Ed and I did a ton of yard work the other day on Tuesday.
Nice.
Is it?
I actually love yard work.
Okay. So some
Makes
of
me
it's
feel
great.
like I have a purpose. I feel like I work on my computer too much, and
Yeah.
I don't know. So when I go outside and I can actually see progress being made with like yard work or some sort of, it's like,
Here's
wow,
the thing.
world is
We
real.
raked 8 million leaves. We have one tree in our yard. Okay. One that has leaves. And all of our neighbors have these like mature, beautiful like maples and stuff. And we just planted ours. We just did our planting or whatever this year. Anyways, so we get everyone's leaves. So we raked them all up, right? Got the leaf
Delivered them to
sucker
their
or whatever.
doors.
No. Imagine, here's your stuff. That would be hilarious. But we love our neighbors. Anyways, and then like literally the next morning we wake up, we look outside, Ed's like, no. And there's like all the leaves back again, all in our gardens, Julia. And like we planted our gardens. I'm like, this is they're gonna grow back every year. These are gonna be easy. Yeah, right.
No, it will. Just blow them. It's nature. Like people think too much. I'm not on team clean up every leaf in your yard. I might sound a little woo-woo for that. Nature will handle it.
Yeah.
Maybe I grew up in the country too much.
No, it's fair.
Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to mow the leaves up? Like, aren't you supposed to like, isn't that what you're supposed to do?
And they'll get blended up. That's what Liam does. That's what my dad did. I don't know. I've grew up with weird stuff though. My dad used to light the whole lawn on fire in the spring. So I don't really know what you're supposed to be doing with a yard that's like proper. Now I live kind of, helps the grass in the spring, I guess. And it was a really fun day to get to chase the fire around the backyard and try to keep it.
What was he doing? Dumping gas or what do you do?
I don't know. We'll have to get Paul on for a full breakdown. I think it is
100%.
gas and like there's a broom involved and you pat it around as you're going. It's a lot of fun. It's a fun activity in the spring.
Interesting.
I don't know. We'll get Mashmeyer or Ella Shelton on or someone who will know more about this. God, I hope we might have made ourselves sound like such idiots like 3 times.
It's okay. We're on a roll.
Podcast. We're rolling here. How was hockey this week?
It was good. Well, so remember how our commish didn't have a win?
Yes.
So our commissioner was 0-5 on the season, and she makes the teams every week. So we put up a poll on our chat. Can you come? Yes. If you're a drop in, you say if there's enough space, drop me in, kind of thing. And so then she gets all the list of names, creates teams, light or dark, and so she was 0-5, and we were kind of like giving it to her, and she realized I think she was the only one that's 0-5. And so
you think she realized? You guys were chirping her about it every second.
Yeah, ripping her. So this week, it was like the most unbalanced teams. We got pumped, Julia, 8-1.
Ooh, the commission let you have it, eh?
Yeah. And then, so we were in 2 separate rooms. So we're walking up to go get our beer and wings. And she's like, hey, how bad was everyone ripping me in the room about the teams? I'm like, to be honest, no one really was. We were just like more so laughing.
Everyone understood where you were coming from. Yeah. We knew you needed it this week. So we just let you have it.
We let you have it. Like, just don't ever let that happen again. Like, we're going to be mad. She took like every stud that has played in the NCAA from our time. And she's like, these are my line mates.
Nice. Nice. You got to do that. I respect it.
Yeah, I guess.
Speaking of all your hockey friends, big weekend, Hockey Hall of Fame induction weekend. 3 absolute stud women who have represented hockey so well over the years going in. You got anything going on with the Hockey
Friday
Hall of Fame
night,
this weekend?
Gonna attend a little party for Jen Botterill. And
nice.
Yeah, I don't know when Deckers is, but I'm not surprised I'm not invited to Deckers. I would assume like Apsy and Duggan would be at that party. And I don't know, I feel like it's such a jam-packed week/weekend for them that like even at the parties you see people like, yeah, this is so great. And it's like, you're up early tomorrow and then you're up late tomorrow. And then you have to be able to speak in front of a lot of people on national television for the Hockey Hall of Fame and looking glam. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's where like non-alkies come in huge. Like sober Carpenter, I would just be like bringing those with me everywhere because I don't know how they do it. But I guess it's a once in a lifetime thing. So you just buckle up and, pedal to the metal, ride it on through. Whatever. It's going to be fun. Nonetheless, Bots, congrats. That's huge. I love it. Decker, very well deserved. 3-time Olympian. just a boss on the ice, assistant coach now with the Minnesota Frost. Like, kind of cool. They got a Hall of Famer on their bench. And I love that, like, more people that I know or that I've known of are getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. Like, I was never coached by Sauvageau by any means, but the fact that she's going in is still cool. You know what I mean? We still have that relationship. And then I played with Bodies. It's nice to be a part of her fabric and getting in there. I mean, I don't know if I ever assisted on anything she's ever scored, but hell, I cheered with her a lot.
Yeah.
But it's like awesome because as a kid, being a hockey fanatic, growing up and going to the Hall of Fame, like, I don't know.
Coolest thing ever. The first time I went to the Hall of Fame, I felt like I was in a cathedral in Rome or something like that.
But not in Rome. It's a hockey cathedral. But like, I never saw me there. Do you know what I mean? And like, my favorite players were all dudes. And it's like, okay. And then now, like, little girls going in there and there's women's hockey stuff everywhere and there's the faces in there and like finally our history is being etched in stone and like even players from before AJ and before, Granato, like we should almost do a little history buffer, like pick a new player from like the 80s and 90s and just give them their little, tip of the cap. I don't know. I love it. I think it's great finally that, hockey history on the female side is being documented and respected and represented in what like you said, the hockey cathedral that is the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'm so glad to see 3 women going in this year. It's been kind of a theme of 2 going in the last few seasons, it feels like. And I think there's a lot of women that retroactively should be in there. So hopefully we keep going with at least 3 every year to keep these women going into the hall. Congratulations to all of them. I'm excited to see all the celebrations. I love the speeches. I love Hockey Hall of Fame night. I love induction night. There's something kind of solemn, but also celebratory about it. I like that it's close to Remembrance Day and everyone has their poppies on too. It's just a really special night in the hockey world. So again, congratulations to those 3. Really looking forward to
Speaking of which, shame on us. Both of us should have a poppy on. It's on my coat.
Yeah, me too. I'm repping the Ottawa Charge today. I'm
repping CCM.
I always have like 3 in my car and I got a couple going on my coats
you have
right
to.
now.
It's important because you lose them every 5 minutes.
Exactly. And in the new town that I live in, Tottenham, guys, I'll drop the name. I'm not joking. Every single store has a person outside selling poppies. It's the sweetest thing ever.
Well,
I love it. And every time I walk in somewhere, I buy another one.
Down.
So now I have a stockpile of poppies. Oh, I'm missing part of it. Yeah. So make sure you're wearing your poppies up here. In Canada, this time of the year, we got an amazing note from Edmonton. I know we've been kind of going back and forth on what we want to call our Jocks and Jills fans.
Yeah.
I think Kevin in Edmonton might have provided us the best name yet.
What you got,
Hi,
Kevy?
Jocks and Jills. Kevin here, huge fan of the podcast. You and Pete and the PWHL go together like PB and J, just meant to be. That was the sweetest thing ever.
Cutest.
Was thinking for what to call the fans of the show. Maybe, ready?
Yeah.
Do we need a drum roll? I don't know.
Yeah.
The Jilly Beans.
Oh, Jilly Beans.
I think it's so cute. I love it.
It's okay. It rolls off the tongue. I want the fans to vote on this. I want them to decide.
Yeah.
Like,
Jilly Beans,
did Gaga decide to call her people monsters? Like, was she just like, you're my monsters? Or were they like, we're your monsters? Like, how does that happen? I don't know. Is it like a nickname? It just happens and sticks one day and you don't get to choose?
Great questions today, aren't we? Like, I feel like this is a really introspective episode. I don't know how they get their names, but I do know that I like Jilly Beans for Jocks and Jills fans. You guys let me know if I'm crazy on that. Thank you so much, Kevin, for that kind note. Now, let's get to our headlines for the week and a season preview of the Toronto Sceptres. The Sceptres, the Sceptres, the Sceptres. I know it's kind of weird that I'm rocking the Charge sweater today.
Yeah.
But the Charge Arena vote is tonight, so I want to be sending good vibes. We're having a Toronto coach on and a Toronto player on, so the Charge gitch is a little bit confusing. But yeah, I'm trying to send Ottawa really good vibes right now.
Yeah.
With what is happening at Lansdowne, which we will touch on briefly. But first, let's start with just one of the kindest people in hockey. We both love Troy Ryan. Every conversation I have with him is so insightful, and he's just such a kind person. He really has created an awesome environment in both Toronto and for the Canadian women's national team. You don't hear him talk too often because he likes to do his work in the room and he likes to do his work on the bench, and he's not trying to be a media dude. But we were able to lure him onto our podcast. So here's our conversation with head coach of the Toronto Sceptres, Troy Ryan. All right, we're so lucky to be joined by one of our favorites and one of the kindest people in hockey. It's Mr. Troy Ryan, head coach of the Toronto Sceptres and of Canada's women's national team. How we doing today, Troy?
Very good. Little nervous, but excited to be here. And thanks for having me. Yeah.
You see us making fun of like Emma's eyebrows and stuff. We're not going to do you like that. We'll just have a hockey talk today. It's all
100%. You even went and got your hair cut for us, Troy. We appreciate that. You're looking sharp.
Looking sharp.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. What's your summer been like, Troy? In addition to the madness that was expansion, I know we're going to focus mostly on the Toronto Sceptres today, but you've had a lot of Olympic training this summer. Did you get any downtime?
It was great. I live in a small community just outside of Halifax called Hubbards. Probably 400 people in the community. It's a little beach cottage kind of area. So complete contrast to Toronto. So it's nice to get the summers back there with a lot of friends and family. So I loved it. Plenty of time on the water and enjoying the little local spots as well. And then obviously
breathing life back into you.
Yeah, it's so good. You just need that break. And obviously this year being a real busy year, it's still refreshing to get back with the national team as well. And our training blocks have been cool, but really missing the chance to get going with the Sceptres.
Julia can relate. She loves going home to Thunder Bay, and she was like, I just feel like my soul needed this every time she goes to Thunder Bay.
Even when I went to Sudbury with you, Tessa, I said the same thing. It feels like a shower for your brain when you get out of Toronto a little bit.
100%
You need it.
Yeah. Troy, let's talk a little bit about expansion and how that affected your team. We lost the likes of Sarah Nurse, Hannah Miller, Julia Gosling, along with Megan Carter. It must have been tough just to have to sit back and kind of watch your team, I don't want to say fall apart, but dissipate like that. As a coach, was it an anxious time, or was it just like, all right, this is what's happening, and let's generate a plan to move forward here?
Yeah, it's full of all kinds of emotions. I mean, they're great players, they're great people. So you feel those types of emotions, but it's also when you put some perspective on it, it's also a sign of the times, and it's exciting that the women's game is able to grow and this league continues to grow. So. I think when a lot of people thought of a great professional women's league, sometimes you don't think of some of the potential difficult moments in it. And this was just one of those moments. But as much as you're sad to see some great players and some great people go, you're also excited for the people that you're able to bring in. And it makes it a little different from building your program. You may not have 4 or 5 years with some athletes, but it's still exciting nonetheless. And all of those athletes are going to do wonderful in their new markets, and I think those teams are lucky to have them. But we're excited with what we're starting with as well.
Yeah. What were you looking for specifically when you headed into the draft? Were you looking to freshen up the look and the identity of the Sceptres? Were you looking to take the next best player available type of thing? Were you looking to fill gaps positionally? What was your approach headed into the draft?
Yeah, we went into the draft. Gina did a great job scouting. She did a great job just creating kind of a platform for us. She assigned players, she assigned teams, she assigned leagues to all the coaching and all the hockey staff in Toronto. And we would meet on a regular basis and present on players that were in our scouting list. So I think we were very confident going into the draft that we had a good idea of what we were potentially dealing with. But you also got to be willing to adjust. The opportunity to get someone like an Ella Shelton kind of right at the last minute before the draft kind of flips things on its side a little bit. So we were excited about that. I mentioned it a few times when Gina was able to pull off that trade, I knew I'd be leaving Ottawa pretty excited, pretty happy, no matter how the draft unfolded. Because I think we arguably got the best player out of Ottawa in that draft. So, but it just makes you shift a little bit. And I think the work that Gina did behind the scenes and our scouting group did behind the scenes just kind of set us up for that little adjustment. And a lot of people look at the players we drafted. There's a lot of big, strong players there. I don't know if it was 100% by design. It's just sort of how it unfolded. The one thing that we really wanted to focus on was bringing in good character people that have a ton of leadership. The majority of players we selected were captains and assistants and came with rave reviews from their coaches. So the day-to-day grind can be challenging at times in professional hockey, and you want to make sure you surround yourself with good quality people and good quality leaders.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a couple. Sorry,
go
Tessa,
ahead, Julia.
Oh, we're both so polite. That was like a nice Canadian moment for us. Couple big splashy trades for you guys at the draft. You mentioned Ella Shelton there. How excited does her addition make you about your blue line this year? Like,
Yeah.
I just think Toronto's blue line looks so awesome headed into the season.
Because there's a lot of aspects to it, right? Not only does she bring a great offensive flair, but then she's going to help eat minutes for Renata Fast as well, so she doesn't have to carry that load. And then all of a sudden, both of your power plays are looking crazy good.
Yeah, it changes so many dynamics. And, I think we liked our decor before. This just strengthens it. And like you said, it sets some other people up for success as well. And it's a great addition. I think it even changes our philosophy a little bit from a coaching perspective. Like, I think we're crazy if we don't build things from the back end out, and both defensively and offensively as well. So I'm excited. We don't know what it looks like. I think the natural thought is Shelton definitely with Renata Fast, but Savannah Harmon I know is going to have a great year this year as well, and I think the comfortability with Renata Fast last year allowed Renata to shine as well. That she was so familiar with Savannah Harmon, so. And Allie and Callie, they've done a wonderful job together. So I think what it does is allows you to just mix and match a little bit more. So and then the quality person she is. I mean, you're not going to get a better person to add to your staff. I mean, even just a quick little story. We were with the national team for a training block in Toronto, and we had a day off, and Ella Shelton went back home to help on the farm for a day during a day off during a training block.
Picking
So
rocks.
yeah, kind of sums up the type of person and the
She's the
type of family
best.
member she is. So yeah.
We always joke that she's my daughter's mother because my daughter looks more like her than she does like me.
That's
So if
true.
my
I
daughter can
forgot
grow
that
up to
from
be
last
anything
year.
like, if my daughter can grow up to be anything like Ella, I'll be a very proud mother. That is for sure. We got to talk about proud parents as well, because there's a couple parents whose daughter played on your team last year. In Soupy. Soupy was also involved in a trade heading out west of Vancouver. How tough was that to see Soupy go? And kind of, can you give us a behind the scenes on how that trade came to be?
Yeah, I
If you're
think,
allowed.
yeah, oh no, for sure. I think the biggest thing when I look at this trade is I think it's potentially going to be a great opportunity for Soupy. I think a fresh start was needed, and I think she'll benefit from that fresh start. I think the intention from day one with us in Toronto was to, give something like Soupy an opportunity to be a number one. And for one reason or another, it didn't pan out the way that both the organization and Soupy wanted it to pan out. So a fresh start sometimes is needed for both an organization and as well for the athlete. And I have no doubt in a new situation and different dynamics, I think she'll shine, and wish her all the best.
Yeah. Gosh, we got to mention CJ too. She did so much for the fan base and stuff. So it's a totally new look between the pipes for you guys this year. Is it safe to say we're going to see a little bit of a tandem here between Chuli and Reagan Kirk?
Yeah, CJ's was incredible. Just a great human, a great person.
Yeah.
Enjoyed every moment I had the opportunity to work with CJ. She actually was the goalie on the kind of the first Team Nova Scotia team that I worked with. She was the goalie, and Alan Monroe was my captain. So there's been a
No
history
way.
there. Just such a pro. Like I loved every deal with her. Like even, I would let the goalies know who start, and I'd talk to CJ and just say, you're back, you're going to be in the stands, and she would just be like, knuckle tap, great call, boss. They're great goalies. Like just her approach on a consistent basis is unlike no other. But and again, like potentially a great opportunity for her to get some opportunities. It's really, really important. And I think CJ is excited about what's next. For us with, the tandem kind of approach, we're excited about it. I think we have two goalies there that have been backups on their teams previously. I think both want more, both are pushing for more. but both sort of get it as well. We've had great conversations with them in the summer. They want to push to be number one. They both want to be a number one, but they get the dynamics, and they're willing to work with each other on it to push each other to be better. So we're excited about it. I mean, you're not necessarily copying, but it's worked in Minnesota. You hope that it can work in Toronto as well. They've been successful with kind of reading off the success of each other. So hopefully we can create the similar type of magic.
Absolutely. So what is your expectation for this new look Sceptres team coming into a season with, 2 new teams joining the league and a lot more travel and whatnot?
I mean, I'm excited. The whole thing, it's been incredible, to be honest, just to be a part of it. And I have kind of 2 trains of thought with the way I approach seasons. And obviously, one, you always want to win championships and do whatever you can to win a championship. But I guess from a coach point of view, or even an organization point of view, I think often you want to focus on how I want to be judged as a coach is what I do in the years we don't win. Like, were we able to build a good program? Were we able to help individuals develop? So I think if you're successful as a coach, you're not winning every year. Although you're striving to win every year, you really want to be judged on those years that you don't have success. And that's where there's a ton of disappointment in us not winning in Toronto in the first couple of years. But there's also a sense of pride in what we're establishing, what we're building. So it's a combination. You want to continue to build a good organization where athletes want to come, and then the PWHL can be proud of the organization we're building. But ultimately, you want to win championships, and that's where we've come up short today.
Well, that's okay. You're not the only Toronto sports team to feel that way, and I'm sure that the Sceptres will make a hard run at it this year. Maybe be the team to, deliver some hardware to Toronto. I guess I'm neglecting the Raptors 2019 team there,
okay.
But there's something about hockey that the city needs a championship. And thank you so much, Troy, for the time today. I appreciate it. I know you're so busy, and hope you enjoy the last little stretch before the season here.
Oh, great. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Troy's so great. Thank you so much to Troy for hopping on with us. We had a little bit of a good conversation about goaltending. You pointed it out. I like that he said, I think it was time for a fresh start for Kristen Campbell and a fresh start for the Toronto Sceptres. And now they got themselves a goaltending tandem. He pointed out it's worked for Minnesota the last couple of seasons.
Right.
I know people aren't often sold on the tandem, and the old saying in hockey is if you don't have one starter, you don't have... What's the saying? I forgot it as I was about to say it.
You don't have any at all?
Yes, there it is. If you have 2 starters, you don't have any. There it is. Thank God you're here, Tessa.
Agree to disagree. I mean,
me too.
Here's the thing. The best part about it is it takes the pressure off of both of them. Like, you don't have to be the go-to every night. You're just in here to be great. And if it ain't your night, guess what? It will be again. Like, it's not like a threatening moment where it's like, if I'm not good, I'm never going to play again and they're going to steal the net. Like, no. This is both of you just making sure that every time somebody's in the net, it's an A game, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like you get them working together more almost, in a sense where this team's coming up. I remember last time I played him. I know you're in net tonight. Last time I played him, watch low blocker, whatever.
Right. Yeah.
But what I love is that both of these goalies, and he mentioned it as well, were backups in this league, and fantastic backups in this league. So they've already got that confidence in them, but they're hungry for more. So it's like, you want more? Drop a couple nibbles here and there. You want, how often has Reagan Kirk had more than 2 starts in a row? I'd have to look that up, but that just popped in my head. I'm thinking while I'm talking here. But same for Chuli. Now they're going to get 2, maybe 3 games in a row, which is awesome. Get cruising. And I think they're both going to be so happy with the amount of ice time they received this year. As opposed to years past, just because, like I said, it's going to be more games for them. And I think that they're already coming into this with boatloads of confidence and an opportunity that they have been begging for. And one, quite frankly, that they both deserve. And Troy said, and you said it, it works. Proof is in the pudding. So do we want to win? Buy in. It's a tandem. And I like goalie tandems. I was a fan of them. I always have been. Unless you got a Jesse Vetter or a Shannon Zabados in net. Where you're just like, well, okay, just tell me when you don't want to play kind of thing, Yeah. But yeah, I dig it. Goaltending in Toronto, this game's about to change. I think it's good for them.
Yeah, awesome. 2 goalies that have, to your point, Tessa, really, really earned an opportunity to try and earn a number 1 or a 1A spot. And I'm really excited to see what both Chuli and Curly, I think I meant, but I tried to give her a nickname and we'll just continue with that.
That's how they stick.
And that's so how they start.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. That's the last line of defense. We'll move up a little bit. We were saying how much we were drooling about Toronto's blue line. They had Ella Shelton at the draft in a transaction that made us scream our heads off.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, this blue line, Tessa, like so good, but you could also get a lot of offense from it.
Well, and that's the thing. You're getting a ton of offense from it. What's crazy to me is, and maybe I just think different. I guess I go depth right away and like waves of attack, and like being an offensive defender, I realize and I'm aware that it's very nice for me to have a stay-at-home D that they don't make me question or second guess when I'm going to jump in the play or do something a little risque, right?
Yep.
So immediately in my head, I was like, this is amazing. Renata Fast, 1A, Ella Shelton, 1B, D pairing. And whoever their partners are, doesn't matter. Just solid stay at home. Because then, no matter whatever line's out there, you got a 1A and a 1B out there, both offensive threats. Then you're not relying on Renata to eat like 40 minutes a game.
Yeah.
I say that exaggerating, but like, do you know what I mean? So then,
but not that much.
How much better and how more well rested is she going to be come playoff time? Amazing. And then on the flip side of things, you get a power play. Guess what? You got 1A and 1B power play going, unless you want to put them both on the I don't know. I think different a little bit than Troy in this, because he had mentioned, immediately you went to Shelton and Fast together. And I was like, I did not do that. I did not go there at all. But like, am I mad at that D pairing? Absolutely not.
No.
Like, what a D pairing outside of they're even righties and lefties. It's perfect. Renata's a righty, right? So, it's a perfect looking D pairing that's going to have a heck of a lot of offense to it. I wouldn't be surprised if they were a D pairing, Julia, if we saw them lead the rush at some point this year.
No, absolutely not. Not with those two. And not with what they have too. Because like even that pairing of Monroe and Flanagan, I think is so underrated and like has been for the last couple seasons.
Totally.
Because you get that offense from whoever's going to be with Shelton, whoever's going to be with Fast. And then you got those two that lock it down all the time. I forget
you
what
want
the
to
numbers
sprinkle in
exactly
Savannah Harmon somewhere?
Yes. Like another.
Right?
Yeah. Similar style of defender, like so reliable. Just
solid
like
decor.
Such a great mix of veteran presence, being reliable, and then also that splash of obviously offense that is so lethal. Like Toronto's gonna lead the way from the back end this season, but I'm excited about their forwards this year as well. Like I know there's been a lot of change there, but I think it's gonna provide some more opportunity for players like Daryl Watts, like Jesse Comfort to be bigger stars for this roster and for this league.
And there's like a few players, you mentioned Darryl Walk, that I'm expecting to have like a big year this year.
Yeah.
Daryl's one of them. Jesse Comfort, I think, is going to pop off this year. Again, it's an Olympic year, so there's a little, for whatever reason, like there's no centralization this year. So these ladies know like the only place to show what you got is either A, in these training blocks that they have, which really, they're great, but they're more so for like team bonding and experience and things like that and trying out lines. But like where you prove how you play is in this league. So like these players are going to be extra hungry this year, because as much as this is the pros and the best league and you're trying to win a Walter Cup, we still have it ingrained in our DNA that the Olympics are the be all and end all. Like I feel like, yes, every female hockey player wants to play in this league now, and this is it. But the Olympics are still held on such a pedestal, whereas on the men's side, it's like the Olympics are an afterthought and making the league is number one. You know what I mean? Like if you made the league, you're happy. You don't need the Olympics. Whereas like the women are like, no, I want both. Yeah. Regardless.
I think that's coming back in on the men's side though.
It should.
I think so. I think it fell off. I think that was always the case even. Like the triple gold club like is what really makes I don't know, like that's a surefire Hall of Fame thing. Like that's where the cream of the crop, the best of the best, prove that they are the best of the best. And creme de la creme.
Yeah, like creme de la creme. Speaking of on the Sceptres, I want Comfort having a big year. I expect Spooner to have a way bigger year this year. She's had enough time. Last season, I wash, throw that thing away. Her knee wasn't even as strong as it should have been. Great that she could play, but like now it's been a year. That's a recovery, right, for a knee. She'll probably have full strength back, more confidence as well in it. I feel like when you first come back from an injury, I think you need that time to just get the worries out of you, if that makes sense, when you're out there. When you take your first hit, when you fall, when you get clipped a little bit, like that kind of stuff. So this year, I feel like there's going to be none of that for Spoonsy. And for her as well, I think this is a big year where she's got to prove herself coming off of that injury to make this Olympic team. And Emma Malte, especially with Troy being the coach, she needs to be that spark plug that she's always been with a little bit of offensive flair. And I know that some players sometimes get put into a box and what they're expected to be and what their coach wants them to be, maybe on a national level. But I feel like there's a lot more to Malte's game.
Yeah.
And I want to see it this year because this team doesn't lack leadership. Like, listen, all those players that I just mentioned, like a bunch of leaders. And I haven't even rhymed off Blair Turnbull yet.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? And which is great. They've got this. And Troy even said everyone they drafted have been leaders on their team. So he is like going deep within like wisdom. You know what I mean? Like hockey wisdom players for when things get tough in that locker room that, you know, this group's going to be able to persevere and overcome that adversity. But for me, it's the on-ice production that needs to be consistent with this team. Because how many years, Julia, have we talked about this team and how they're going great and everything's going good? And all of a sudden it's like, whoa, streaky. Like, can they buy a win even? Because you can't be doing that this year.
Yeah, that's true. It's whether it's a losing streak or a winning streak, both seasons they've had pretty major ones. In saying that, Tess, like, what do you think the Sceptres' chances for the postseason are? I think a lot hangs in the balance with the goalies, and how that shakes out.
It does, but also the way he drafted those young players, they bring so much size, Julia.
Right.
Emma Gentry, we stood next to her. I'm a peanut. Do I want to meet her in the corner? No. Would I? I would, but I'd be pooping my pants while I did it.
Yeah.
Sarah Hjalmarsson, also big body, skill, grit. Like he's added these. This team's going to be hard to play against because I feel like the ice is going to become smaller now because they have these bigger athletes that are strong and can play. So yes, I think they can make the playoffs, but they absolutely cannot be streaky. If they're streaky, you ain't getting in. You can lose here and there, but you can't lose like 6 in a row.
They need to find some consistency this year.
100%.
That's a great point. So we'll see, Toronto fans. I know it's been, the Leafs are winning again in November, so that's good. Sad season. No, I was happy. I was all happy with the Jays, sad when they lose in the end. Hopefully the Sceptres could deliver some joy and some hardware to Toronto sports fans this year. We'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Same.
Let's keep her going. Something else people are looking forward to seeing for a long time. We got team names in Seattle and Vancouver.
Hey-o.
The Vancouver Goldeneyes, the Seattle Torrent. How we feeling, Tessa, about both of them?
I love it. I love the Torrent. I love the logo. I dig the meaning behind it. It goes with Seattle Storm and Sound, the women's WNBA team and their MLS soccer team. The color palette is
so
awesome.
Good.
I love it. And I love that they told us what the colors are because you and I never know the names of colors. We try to describe them in a very horrible way. The logo itself is like well thought out. The fact that like it's like running water, like a river kind of.
So cool.
In a nice S, the color of it's wicked. And I love that these teams are already like, we've got a newsletter. Sign up for it. Get involved. Stay in the know. And 100%. I like that. I'm a newsletter lover.
Me too.
I dig a good newsletter.
I love it. Send it to my email. I'll be reading it.
Yeah. Theirs is called The Current, which is all, I'm like, this is great. Like, I don't know. Everything I felt like was great and it represents the area well. The colors are great. You can already tell the players that did the photo shoot in the jerseys were like stoked about the way it made them feel and what they were repping. So props to Seattle. Great job on everything, repping the area. And you know what? And I thought, Seattle, Vancouver, very similar topography and geography. Like it's going to be hard to really make these different. And it wasn't at all.
Oh, they did such a good job of giving their both teams this really distinct look that is true to the area, true to the fan base, true to your point, like the geography. And even though they're similar, they both have really special elements to them. So couple clicks for the PWHL marketing team, Cornah and Allie, like everyone involved, you guys killed this. It's an excellent job. Vancouver's, I didn't I had no idea what a Goldeneye was, but it's so good. I'm so into it being based on that little duck who is beautiful and fast and unifying. Like, I love it.
The unifying part and like the fiercely protective part. Like
what?
Being a mama bear, being fiercely protective is dangerous. Like you don't want to mess with the mom. I'll tell you that much.
No.
And that's the vibes that I got from it when I read the description. But however, when they first said the Goldeneye, like immediately Goldeneyes, I know it's plural, but I immediately went to my N64 and 007 Goldeneye. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
What a game. I can't tell you, when I played with head coach Corey Chevry on the Toronto Furies, we would play that game. Like she's really good. I'm not going to lie. She's really good at the game. Anyways, my mind went there. But it's now that I read into it and I looked up and I love the logo with the eye, that I feel like Vancouver did a great job and totally pulled me away from my video game days back in the day. But outside of that, okay, I mentioned the colors. I am so glad that I know the colors on these jerseys now. The sunset gold, yes. And my personal favorite, the one that some people are like, I don't know, because even you said it. The earthy bronze, sign me up for an earthy bronze. I'm an earthy bronze person, I've discovered.
You're an earthy bronze girl.
I am. I want an earthy bronze sweatshirt with a Goldeneye on it.
Yeah, so nice. The way all of the colors tie into like the scenery and the geography and the landscape. It's so cool. I think both of these fan bases are going to be really proud to rep these jerseys. And
like, is merch going to be there on home opener? I don't know, but like, watch out because my credit card's coming at you.
Yeah, we'll be there. We're pumped for that Vancouver home opener on the 21st. I can't wait to be there and can't wait to see these beautiful jerseys and colors and everything in person. We're real excited.
Yeah.
So congratulations to both the Goldeneyes and the Torrent on
Love
their
it. And it rolls off your tongue.
Identities. Yeah, it does. They already feel like they're part of the feel part of the whole thing. Like it just fits in so naturally.
You know us. Welcome, right?
Welcome. Officially. I mentioned I'm wearing my Ottawa Charge sweater today.
Yes.
Because the vote is taking place at 6 p.m. on Friday.
Do the right thing, Ottawa.
Do the right thing. Keep making noise, Charge fans, PWHL fans. I was so disheartened to hear the way that those counselors were talking to Amy and Jaina, like the amount of blatant sexism happening in the middle of a town hall is like unsurprising and disappointing. The question being, I was watching a little bit of the meeting this week, and the question being raised, like, is there an issue of profitability in women's sports? It just shows such a lack of education and knowledge and brain matter, probably. I don't know, like, what even to say about what's going on in Ottawa, other than I'm so disappointed and I'm so furious for you, Ottawa Charge fans. We will drop the opinion column that the team shared and that Amy and Jaina spoke in the Ottawa Citizen. We'll link that in the bio. And we'll just keep sending good thoughts, and we'll try to make as much noise as we can in the next couple of days to hopefully have this resolve in a way that works for everyone.
Absolutely. And like, shame on them for like trying to make Mark Walter a little bit of a bad guy here when he is a man that is funding an entire league that women's sports has been waiting for. Like, I just can't stand for that. I'm sorry. Mark Walter is a national treasure, needs to be protected at all costs. Like, this man has done fantastic things for the sport of women's hockey, for young women everywhere, whether they play hockey or not. And I think that was gross and disgusting to do that to a man who's already done so much for this game. So that's my opinion.
It was backwards. All the props in the world to Amy and Jaina.
What bunch of pros, hey?
Week? What did I call them? I gave them a couple names.
Jamie? Oh yeah, Jamie.
Our favorite PWHL.
I can't wait to tell them
powerhouse duo.
I can't wait to tell them
Jamie.
that. I wonder if they're both going to be in Van. If they are, we're 100% just being like, Jamie.
They got to. They are a powerhouse duo. Couldn't be prouder to have them representing the league in these spaces. And I'm sorry that they had to hear those terrible people talk in person. It was awful.
But if anybody would hand it properly, it's those two. If it was me, there would have been a brawl.
I know. I'm not. Amy was so calm answering. I would have been flying over the table. So
I know. And she's like to them for being straight New York. So I was like, you're testing her New York. I've seen her get very upset about a pizza that wasn't pre-cut, that didn't have scissors to cut it. She was very
That
upset.
was silly. Why does Tironi do that? I don't understand.
Don't
if there's
do
any
that,
Toronto
Tironi.
people
Give
here,
us
you'll understand.
Scissors.
Yeah, like the pizza's good. Just let us eat it properly. Anyways, Ottawa, thinking of you guys, best fans, some of the best fans in the league. You all deserve better, and we're thinking of you. A little bit exciting. We're recording this on Thursday, so we're recording this prior to Game 1 of the Rivalry Series. The ladies are in Cleveland, Ohio tonight
Home
for
of Layla
Game 1 of the.
Edwards.
I'm so pumped to tuck in on the couch, watch some Canada USA tonight. Maybe it'll still be snowing. I don't know what to feel about that.
It might
but
still be snowing.
man, I'm pumped, Tessa, for some women's hockey. It feels like the official beginning of, or the unofficial beginning, I suppose, of the women's hockey season ahead of the home openers on the 21st of November. I'm very excited.
Yeah, and I feel like this is a little bit of a precursor to what next year is going to be like, right? Because next year, the Worlds is going to be in November.
Right. November, right around now.
Yay, sign me up. I'm all for it.
Yeah,
all
a little
for it.
international hockey preseason.
Yeah,
Who
this
doesn't
is
love
like
that?
a little appetizer.
Pumped.
Right? And the coolest part is, I mentioned Layla Edwards being from the Cleveland area. Larry Nance Jr., you saw, wore her jersey on walk-ins. So
very cool.
Larry's taken notes and noticed what Vladdy did with Poulain's jersey. And I dig it. Like, do it more often. These ladies are boss, like especially Layla. You know what I mean? Like,
so
it's a good jersey to
awesome.
wear.
Yeah. Really happy to see the support there. And
I wonder if he was like practicing and all the USA stuff was there. And he was like, yo, can I just grab this jersey to wear it for walk-ins? And they were like, sure. Like, I wonder how it happened.
I know. We got to get that story.
Yeah.
I noticed they also got their rings, Team USA. Look absolutely beautiful too from the World Championships last year. Congratulations to them on that one. So cool. Puts all the years that they've won in the past in there. Very, very nice. Love a good championship ring. Congratulations to them on that win.
And is that, I feel like the arena that so when you open the ring, everyone, inside, it's basically like an arena. So there's a rink at the bottom, like Julia said, that has all of the years that they won in it with the seating. Is that Lake Placid? Is that the arena that's in there? That's where my mind went immediately.
Yeah, it should be. If it's not, it should be.
Yeah, I feel like it is. Or maybe they just did generic one. Anyways, those were bomb. I was like, yo, this is so cool. When Hillary Knight posted it and I saw it, I was like, I mean, my Vancouver 2010 ring is nice. And this is for a Worlds.
Yeah. So nice.
What?
Rings have gone wild in the last 5 to 7 years.
Insane.
So crazy, especially in the NBA. I'm like, where are you pulling that out? I love to see like former Stanley Cup champions and stuff like that wear
with their mini rings.
Their ring. They look nice. They look classy. You can wear them on a day-to-day. Where are you wearing some of these rings?
Never.
Like you can't even pull them out and wear them to a nice ceremony or something like that.
No, and if you do, you get your chafage in between your fingers.
Because they're so big.
Yeah. When we first got our Vancouver ones, I was like, I'm wearing this all night. And I woke up in the morning, I'm like, I'm never wearing this again.
You have like, that's so
My fingers were so like red and chafy.
Yeah, and that one's like big, but that one I feel like falls in the category of you could wear it to like a reunion and it be normal and go on your finger.
I would be scared to lose like the little top part. There's got to be like a clasp or something. I know it's probably magnetic, but like I don't trust me. I barely trust me with my wedding rings.
Modern day rings, they're not meant to leave the house. So
no.
Maybe there's like a second version. I'm thinking of getting a vacation version of my engagement ring. So someone do that on TikTok because I'm
a
little bit of a space cadet
on like Amazon and stuff. I feel like for $100 and they look nice. Like who cares?
I know I should do that. It'd be anyways.
Yeah.
Add it to my list of things to do tomorrow. Pumped for the Rivalry Series and very excited about our next segment on this show. Courtney's Cornah. Second week in a row. And you guys loved Courtney's Corner. We got a lot of DMs about how much you enjoyed this. You were hoping to see it again. It's going to be a regular Friday thing where we have Coach Courtney on and talk a little bit of hockey. Tess is so good with the hockey X's and O's. I didn't play at high enough of a level to like break down the X's and O's as well. So I'm very grateful that we have this like more X's and O's in-depth hockey conversation on this show to have Coach Courtney on and break things down with. If you guys have questions to her, feel free to DM them to us or email them to us, jocksinjills at thepwhl.com. You can leave voicemails for her as well. I think I mixed in one question from the audience for...
I think you did too.
Coach Courtney. Here she is. Courtney Kennedy. Courtney's Cornah. All right, she's back by popular demand, and every Friday we're kicking it off with Courtney's Corner, Coach Courtney Kennedy. And there it is, a cracking of is it a mocktail today?
If you like pina coladas.
Oh, nice. That's a perfect way to start a Friday.
This is a non-alcoholic, by the way, Court.
I know. My head snaps as soon as the sound. It's the sound. You're just like, she
this
did
is
it
wicked.
again.
Nice. I haven't tried that one yet.
Me
Clever
neither.
mocktail. Shout out to our friends. They provide.
What flavor? What flavor?
Pina colada. I know. Trust me.
Is it rainy where you guys are right now?
Cues up a song.
Yeah, because I do like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain. It is, and it's rainy where I'm at right now.
Who doesn't?
It's very appropriate for this morning. Court, we want to start with something that you mentioned last Courtney's Corner, and we didn't get to dive into. You have a grandma from Nova Scotia, so you have Canadian roots.
You just
on
dropped
that side of your family?
Yeah, you dropped that bomb and just like carried on, and we were like, what happened here?
Well, because it's been my whole life.
Right.
You know, like that's always been. She's been very proud of her Canadian roots.
Aww.
So like my mother was born in Massachusetts, but like my aunts and uncles were born in Nova Scotia.
Any of them still up there?
No, they ended up all coming down
Okay.
when they were like younger. So like my aunt went and got her citizenship like 20 years ago. I just remember the whole thing. She had to like study really hard. But she's like always been in the US. So I was like, what? I don't get this. I didn't understand how things worked yet.
Yeah.
I thought Canada was just part of us. I didn't know it was like different. You know what I mean?
No, that's
like,
same but different. Have you been up there? Have you been out east? I mean,
so when we were kids, we went up, our families went up and went to PEI because my grandfather's PEI and my grandmother's Nova Scotia. And so we were like Cape Breton up there. And I was young. Like I really remember PEI. There was like red clay and we stayed in these really cool like mini cabins, like just in a row. And
cool.
It was so beautiful, like the sky and just looking around. And it wasn't like a lot to do. I remember there was a park. We like jumped on trampolines before trampolines were like the rage. These are the first time I seen trampolines outside. Just they were like in the ground. So I remember like doing things like that. But my aunt and my mother were kind of going through the archives and just trying to, you know, see the family tree, see where everyone is. But I know that my mom in particular keeps in touch with Gloria's Facebook comes into play a lot with a lot of this stuff. But a lot of our her cousins up there, which is nice.
So they would have come over from Europe and docked on the East Coast in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So they were looking for basically their landing papers and everything like that.
I think they were trying to sort that all out because like something where the war came into play and then like my grandmother had to like go to a factory and was all of a sudden making, you know, things literally just for the wartime.
Yeah.
And then I want to say something where money might have became an issue where they had to move because it was like, how do you survive with her family? So I know she came down to Boston with that. Now, listen, my mother's I'm going to have to sit down with her and have a serious conversation now to get everything in order. But I just know, like all my uncles' middle names, they're called by their middle names. Like little things that I picked up that I didn't realize were things that apparently
it's kind of a French-Canadian thing, the whole middle name is first name thing, eh? Is it Tessa, or am I making that up?
Like,
well, it is because
Ed's
brother's real name is Pasquale, but we call him Ross, and Ross is his middle name. So you're onto something here.
There's something there, yeah.
Right?
Okay,
so,
interesting.
They're the nicest people. My grandmother was, you know, obviously everyone's grandmother's the nicest person, but
it's
funny. They're great people. And I remember them coming down, like her sister would come down, Vavi, my aunt Vavi, she would come down and it was just, they'd cook like everything from scratch, you know. I even have some recipes and it's like, you know, a teacup of, I'm like, a teacup.
I know the units of measure are crazy. I used to call my grandmother when I was trying to cook and she'd say, enough. I'm like what kind of unit of measure is that?
I looked at teacups. I'm like in like the old, like all the old china.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this has to be the teacup.
Totally. Oh, that's
because I don't have a teacup. I have cup. I don't know what's a teacup. So I love going through that stuff and learning more. And I look forward to even learning more as this unfolds because I know my family, my mom's very excited
I gotta say, outside of your Boston accent, you're very Canadian East Coast. Like you could like you own that persona of an East Coaster in Canada. I feel like you would totally slide right in.
My grandmother would love that because she's Canadian
True
through
story.
and through. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah.
That's
they're
awesome.
great people. So I feel fortunate to come from great family. You know, that's what it's all about.
We should do family history on everyone on Jocks and Jills. It's kind
Right?
of fun. How did you get here? What's your family like?
Okay, make sure you come with your family tree.
It could get weird.
I
you
know,
know?
it could get weird,
Like,
and those would be the best ones, definitely.
Yeah.
So we can flip to a little bit of hockey now. Rivalry Series coming up this week. A lot of buzz after our NCAA conversation about physicality in that league. And Court, we know you're the best person to talk to about development and what it's like for these players to transition from the NCAA to the PWHL. We wanted to talk a little bit about shooting and shots and how that's changed in the last number of years and how much heavier women's hockey shots have got and how much of an edge you think it gives a player when they're getting looked at by Pdub scouts and they have that real bomb of a shot on them.
Yeah. I mean, the quick release, that's the biggest piece of it, obviously. And it's so obvious because if you shoot it quicker, the goalie's not set. The problem is like doing that, knowing that, taking that information and actually doing it in the event when it happens.
Right.
And so like, I think a lot of players can execute that skill 10 times in a row in a skill drill. But I think once you put the game into play, reading the scenario, getting into the spot, and then being, trigger ready, that to me is the separator. So in those high compete situations, who's ready to shoot? They're shot ready in the soft spot in a slot area, uncovered, but people are around you. Yeah. So your ability to use your edges to surround the puck, but keep it in your wheelhouse to absolutely rip a missile, like there's a lot of pieces and a lot of it's edge work and you don't see it. Like you watch it, you don't look at that piece, but I think the kids with the best edges really have the ability to get in the position to then be shot ready.
Yeah. I think too, Court, and correct me if I'm wrong, but in the backyard, my dad used to always just throw pucks in different places and have me like kind of get low on it and let her rip. But it was like getting it off quick and hard, semi-accurate, but in all different spaces and places. Like you say, to get it in your wheelhouse. Like, so you're talking about a player that is capable of maneuvering themselves even on a bad off pass or like strong enough forearms, if you will, or hands, if it's not in the spot to still be able to pop this thing off, right?
Yeah. Like it's funny, the more you watch it and dissect it, those players who can really like get on those inside edges, surround, because now you're blocking out with your backside. You're hitting their stick of the opponent and you're clearing out space for a quick release.
Yeah.
And so I think it's something where, when I see these players, like skating is such a huge foundation, the better your edges are. I do think you're able to do these more miraculous plays around the net. Oh, wow, she's so strong. Quick release, yes. But how she's getting the quick release to me is edges. And also a little hockey IQ. Understanding where's this play going? Chemistry, reading off the guy. Let's say they're below goal line, they're looking to make a play in a feed. Are you open, being in sync and then delivering right when it happens?
Yeah, because there are players when you're like, man, how'd they get so open? Like Hillary Knight's one of them, where I'm like, how are you not watching Hillary Knight? And it's just like, no, Knighter makes that happen.
She does. And I think it's sometimes an underrated, like it's a skill and it's not talked about enough. Like I think Knighter is one of the hardest players to cover around the net.
She is. God,
when I play like dummy D as a coach against her, like I would at least give me elbow pads because when I come in, she's strong and a big stature. And I just find her almost impossible to cover and she's so smart at just slight movements to box out. And that way she's always ready. You know what I mean? Like her stick does it. Her ability to read puck and be ready is always there no matter what a body's doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's such a pain to play against, even as a young player. Yeah. Right? I can't even imagine. I mean, I want to say I played against her in her prime, but like probably wasn't even her prime. Like her prime has been a really long time, I feel like.
Yeah, like I thought she got better last year, which is a weird thing to say, like watching her point production, but also just watching her ability to possess a puck.
Yeah.
How do you get it from her? And her veteran understanding of how to play D real quick. Like transition, I know I got to get back. I got to flood middle. I got to take away, any quick odd man rush here. She's so smart at reading the game. And when you play the game enough, you start to see a lot of the scenarios. So, it becomes a little story for you. So I just think she's something else. She's somebody that'll be fun to watch this year.
Who do you think outside, like, do you think Hill hands down is the most dangerous shooter in the league?
Around that net, if she gets that puck, it's on what you'd almost want to bet on it going in.
Yeah.
When she's around the net, and usually she's open. Alex Carpenter, I'm always a big, huge fan of. I think is one of the smartest players, I've seen in the game. She still has an ability to break away with incredible speed and a quick spurt.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird because at her age, I still think she gets quicker and faster. She's a playmaker and a shooter, right? Sometimes I want her to shoot more.
Yeah.
But she's such a fantastic player that, like, if that kid's open and there's an odd man rush, I would expect a play out of that. I would expect it in the back of the net, but it depends who you're with.
100%. Sometimes I feel like Carp passes because she doesn't feel like smiling and celebrating. Do you know what I mean? She's like, no, I don't want to do this. And she just passes. You do it. All right, good job.
It's a mastered skill. It's a mastered skill because she's one of the nicest. I hate to use the word sweet, but she's a very sweet kid. Very nice kid.
Yeah, she'd absolutely hate to hear you say that too.
I know. I don't want to ruin her persona, but she's like
in public.
Somebody I would trust if I needed something. I could call Carp and be like, buddy,
that's
help.
awesome, man.
She would come help. She's a good kid. They're not kids,
awesome.
but
Yeah.
Daryl Watts. Daryl Watts.
Oh, yeah.
I think she is, I think it's natural for her. I think she wants to be in the moment. I think she wants the puck on her stick. And I think she can deliver. I think she can deliver under pressure. Pull in. I think under pressure, you don't ever want, when she knows she's got to get it done, she's going to contribute. Stacy, I think, gets better every year in a weird way too, where she's just dangerous to net. Yeah. That's a player I think is interesting. Yeah, I thought through college, you keep getting better is fun to see. And I think that other players, that should be exciting if you're a player because, sometimes you think it's over if you're not on the power play in college. It's like, no, like you're still learning the game. Allow yourself to learn the game, allow yourself to get better. And you see Stacy and her speed, and it looks like she dedicates a lot to the game outside, of the rink and works hard. And I think that can pay off.
I think that's the coolest part for players that are graduating college. Because if you really think about it, female players that are graduating out of the NCAA and that's technically not your ceiling. Because if you look at the kids on the male side that are joining the NHL, they're considered rookies and have a lot of polishing to do. So it's similar for the women. It's just like, no. We're just barely grazing the surface here with all y'all. Like, now let's come and really fine tune and find out what kind of player you are and what kind of role you can fill in. So that's actually a cool thought as well.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun to see, like, even the new players coming in this freshman year in their rookie season, what they're capable of, and what they do and the support they're given, because this might be the first time they're in a slump, can't get a goal done. Now there's like more media coverage of it. Maybe there's more, you see they're all over at least on the Instagram stuff. I'm bad at explaining this stuff, but I think it's great, but there's a lot of pressure there too.
Yeah.
Because once the season starts, it's like, okay, now you have to deliver. And that's where I think separates the goal scorers. Like, there's a compete factor to me in all the top players who get it done. So like Venetiaville, like there's a compete factor where all of a sudden she'll turn it on, capitalize on your turnover, and she'll jam it down your throat. Yeah. And now you've got momentum. And I think those players are special because they can strike at any time, but I feel like they're woven into the game in a way that they're emotionally connected, not overly emotional, because that can be a disaster, but they're emotionally connected where they ride that wave, they feel it. Oh my God, here it is. We're going to transition this and we're going to bury it. We're going to bury this puck. And I think certain players can do that, and they end up carrying their team a little bit. At least it's 5 minutes of a momentum boost. Now, what can you do with that? Put in 2 more, Yeah. But I think there's some special players out there who are very high compete players.
Absolutely.
And those are the players you like playing with.
Right?
Against. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got one from the crowd. It's from Nick LaMonica. Sent us a DM on Instagram and asked us if we could ask you who her favorite Boston Pdub players are. Boston area Pdub players are, like girls from the general area. Got any faves off the top of your hair?
Or like the ones on
hair?
the fleet?
I think I meant head. No, I think they want to know like people from the Boston area since you skate.
And he said ghost sky
do you mean
ponders?
current Fleetians or somebody who's about to be
Fleetonians?
Fleetonians I like. I think they're asking more about players from the Boston area than players specifically
born and
on
raised.
the Boston Fleet. And they
Yeah,
also say
I mean-
go Sky Ponders. I don't know if that means anything to you.
Well, I
gotta
get
think
nervous because
even.
if it should and it's not hitting my brain
It's
right,
okay.
and then it's
We
like
could just
I get a
delete it.
text message like, "What are you doing?" I mean, yeah, there's a bunch of Boston kids we're skating with. I mean, there's this, Shaughnessy on D.
Yeah.
She's I look up. I look way up to talk to her, but I think
Stop.
yeah, she's huge. I don't like saying that. I don't like saying she's huge because it's just, some people can take that in a negative fashion.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a
I would want
big,
that. I'm
strong
jealous of that.
athlete.
Yeah.
She is fantastic. I like the way she plays. Sometimes for me, it's like, I'm like, I want her to do this. I think there's more to her game. I think a player who can get better, in the pro leagues, but her instinct and her ability to get a puck out of the zone, you can almost guarantee every time when she's on the ice, it gets out of the zone.
Awesome.
And
Nice.
that's what I've seen. So
Coach's
when I look at a
dream.
player, what comes of that? Where do they find room for that? Do they see that when she's at the training camp?
Right.
Does she show that? Because there's all that mental side too. So
There is.
Yeah.
she's a very interesting player, but Casey O'Brien, I know she's not going to Boston. I'm bummed out. She's going to New York. But
Yeah.
Casey O'Brien is that's a player who plays in every zone. Every zone. And you want to be on somebody's line, my hand's in the air. I want to be on her line.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
wanna
excited
be
to
on
see
her
her
line.
transition to the PWHL. I think a lot of people are interested to see what that's going to look like, maybe a little bit because she's an undersized player, but
Mhm.
Her work
Uh,
ethic
yeah.
and the way she completes a line. So you put her with two big time studs who score, she'll help them score because she's going to
Right.
give them the puck. She'll feed it to them.
oh,
She
that's
knows
gonna
it,
look good in New York.
I do. I'm very interested to see that young group over there and some of these young
Me too.
players.
We were talking about it. I was like, sometimes naivete goes a long way. And just the excitement, like you said, that compete factor, because Colty's got it. Colty's got an issue with everybody. She
Yep.
told us, she's like,
She is compete.
I fought
Yeah.
that person. I hacked that person in the back of the legs. There wasn't one person that walked by where she was like, yeah, I went them one time. We're like, what? It's gonna be crazy.
You
in New
need a
York.
little compete in there because it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to make these rosters.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when you're coming in as a new kid and there's already kids who've been on the D, you gotta show them what do you bring that is almost you can't refuse not to take this.
Right.
Yeah,
So, it's a big time for these players. It's stressful.
absolutely.
Totally.
Or I feel like that's a good notion to leave the people on for Courtney's Cornah this week. Be so good that you can't be denied and can't be ignored, and make sure you get that work ethic chugging. And that's
Yeah.
my inspirational coaching words for the day. I guess.
Did you say chug?
Chugging, you gotta get
Alright.
chugging.
Chugging,
Yeah,
chugging.
I feel like
got
that's
you.
something my
I got
dad
you.
used to say. That's what
Yeah.
I revert back to whenever I start giving inspirational hockey talk. Court, appreciate the time as always, and we'll talk to you next week.
Absolutely. Nice seeing you guys.
She is so East Coast. Imagine the mix between
Undeniable.
a Boston accent as someone that moves from Boston out
And
east
an
and what
East
their accent would be
Coast.
like
Oh.
Newfoundland or something like that.
Friends
It
forever.
would be the most beautiful dialect of all time.
To the
Like,
point where I would just call them sometimes to be like, I don't know, just talk to me. I need to hear your
can
accent.
you just say stuff to me, please? Thank you so much, Courtney. Every time Courtney comes on, it brings a big smile to our faces.
Yeah.
And we know it does the same for y'all. So happy to provide that on a Friday. And thanks to her for taking the time as always. She's the best. Pretty cool poll about the PWHL
Speaking
came out
of the best.
recently. Yes, Harris poll, second year in a row, the PWHL has been named the top company in the Harris poll, Canada's 2025 corporate reputation survey. We led the way in categories including ethics, vision, shared values, among others. And we're so lucky to work among these people on a day-to-day
Coolest.
basis, Tessa.
Yeah.
I say all the time whenever I'm asked about working full-time in women's sports, working
Mhm.
full-time in the PWHL, the thing I always say is it's so crazy to work in an environment where everyone is pulling in the same direction.
Right.
And it really does feel like everyone has the same goal, even if we're working on totally different things and we're in totally different departments and we're over here on our weird little Jocks and Jills island. And I think we kind of scare everyone a bit because they're all like, what the hell are you guys going to say on a day-to-day basis? But we love everyone so much. Working for the league is such an honor. And it's an honor because it's the league and because we've been waiting for this for so long, but because of the integrity everyone at the league has, Tess, and
Mhm.
how much they care about one another and how much they care about the game and how much they care about fans too. So there's a lot of care involved in everything that happens
Yeah.
at the PWHL.
Not surprised they're number one. When it was, when we received the email, I was like, yeah. I was like top 2 for sure when I looked at the poll and I was like 100%
It
makes
was
sense.
just sitting there at the top. I think
Yeah.
that's so great. So congratulations to I don't know, everyone involved at the PWHL for that. Lots to celebrate in the last couple weeks and just more coming with the puck dropping pretty soon. So very exciting time and a very exciting time for us too, because we had the opportunity to sit down with a very exciting young player in this league. And this interview is brought to you by Sober Carpenter, the official non-alcoholic beer of the PWHL, brewed for those who love beer without the hangover. I got him behind me. We've been saying nothing better on a hockey night than cracking a beer, but nothing worse than feeling a little groggy the next day. So Sober Carpenter comes in clutch for us. They're the official non-alcoholic beer of the PWHL. And we are so excited to have the one and only Julia Gosling on the Jocks and Jills podcast. Here's our conversation with her. All right, guys. Pumped to be joined by the one and only Julia Gosling. She was so great in Toronto last year as a rookie. She's headed out to Seattle now. Tell us a little bit about your summer. Let's start with that. How's it been?
Yeah, it's been a great summer. I think it's gone by pretty fast. I think it's one of the fastest summers I've ever kind of had. I don't know why, but it's kind of same old. But yeah, I just went on vacation at the very beginning with my sister and my mom to Portugal. So that was a blast. And then just started the off season, kind of stayed at home most of the summer just to enjoy time with the family, save some money on rent. And I enjoy working out kind of in London with Spooner and Nicole. So we had a good little group and it was really fun. And now it's just kind of a continued summer, basically just with the weather changing a bit, but still fun just at home. And yeah, I've really enjoyed it.
You get out west at all to Seattle or?
No, I haven't had a chance yet. So my first time is going to be right when training camp happens. So
okay,
yeah, definitely we'll explore then, and hopefully we have some off days or something.
Like you know where you're living there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, my gosh, imagine. Yeah, no, I'm just going to wing it. Probably Airbnb.
Did you tell us like what's your setup? You got a roomie?
Yeah, I'm living with Jessie Eldridge and her golden retriever Bo.
Oh,
so
that's so
I'm pretty lucky to have a dog in the house, and yeah, it's a cute little blue house. So we're pumped for it and got it all locked in. So
fair warning. Jesse's a big fan of like scaring people.
Okay.
Specifically when they're on the toilet sometimes. So just so you know,
we
like
haven't heard that on this
yeah.
podcast. Jesse and I did a lot of dog play dates this summer in Toronto. Yeah. Bo and Enzo are good friends.
No way.
Yeah,
That's the cutest.
Two different sizes, but
it's like a mini version of him. It's so cute. Should we talk about the expansion draft though? Like, is that a good place to begin here? Since we're talking about the transition, were you surprised to hear your name called? What was your reaction when you heard your name called? I know it's probably tough. You got to play that rookie season in your hometown.
Yeah, it was weird feeling. I didn't really know what would happen just with the protection of if one more Toronto player would get picked, there's another protection. Didn't really know where I'd land. So I was just sitting on the couch, like patiently waiting to see if I get called or not. And I ended up being the first Toronto player off the board. So I was like,
experience.
okay, guess I'm going to Seattle. Like, bye, mom and dad.
Did you? Yeah. I was gonna say you get to play like right in your backyard, basically. But like, did you actually think that you weren't gonna get picked? Like, you had to have known.
I had a feeling maybe it would happen, but then I didn't know if I'd be the fourth protection. So I was just like, kind of, I don't know, just having an open mind and seeing what happens. And it was weird because it kind of felt like the draft again, where you're like sitting there nervous on the couch, but like it wasn't like this like huge excitement, like, oh my God. It was more like, okay, so I guess I'm going to Seattle now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to miss Toronto, but this could be really fun and playing with new players. So it was like just a whole bunch of different emotions compared to the draft. It's like more like super exciting. Like I'm ready to go.
Heck yeah. And like we were obviously hosting the expansion draft. So we were watching this team get put together. And every time we were like, oh my, like, can this team get any better? So as a player, I mean, I played on some teams that weren't that great. And then sometimes I looked at the roster and I was like, this is crazy. I get to play with all these amazing players. Were you watching this Seattle team get built and thinking, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get out there?
Yeah, I was super pumped once I saw the roster and then some of the free agency picks too. So I haven't played honestly with a ton of them too. So it'll be fun to like play with some new players, some legends like Hilary Knight and Carpenter that I've just like been playing against or watching on the TV. So I think in Toronto, I was familiar with most of the girls. Like a lot of them are Hockey Canada girls. Like I know a lot of them. So it'll be fun to like play with some new players, make some new friends. And yeah, they're pretty unreal too. So even as line mates and stuff.
Get some insight on the Americans before the Olympics.
Exactly.
Hey?
Hilary Knight's got to be a crazy one for you. Like you're younger than me, and Hilary Knight to me was like, oh my God, Hilary Knight. I've watched her my whole entire life. It's gonna be crazy to play with her. Probably.
Yeah, because she's been playing for so long in all the Olympics. So I've always like kind of, there's this like hate for her too because Canada and US. But yeah, I mean, there's so many good things about her and she's like a big leader in the sport. So it'll be cool to play alongside her and learn from her.
Awesome. Let's go back to London though. You said you've been having a good time this summer working out with Spooner and cousin Nicole out in London. What was it like as a kid? Minor hockey, London, Ontario. How did you get started?
Honestly, London's a huge hockey community. Yeah. Like they love hockey and everyone knows each other somehow. There's always some sort of hockey connection. So yeah, I grew up going to London Knights games with my family. Like Nicole's family went and then my other cousin Caitlin's family went. So that was fun always to watch them. And then, yeah, I played boys just in Lambeth, the local team for a bit. And then once checking kind of came into play, I was like, might as well switch to the girls game. And the girls side, like the London Devillettes was like such a good program. I only made the A team. So I was like, wow, the girls program is like unreal. So it like pushed me to be better and then stayed with the London Devillettes until I went to college. So it was super fun. I feel like I developed a lot and just like loved the game. So it just kind of, that's what took me to everything else.
But you were, first of all, in London, I'm like quite sure it's the law that like whoever is a London resident has to play hockey. I just feel like that's a thing.
London, Sudbury, Thunder Bay are all pretty adjacent.
Yeah, it's a law. Like your kids have to play.
Just London's a little bigger than those ones.
It feels like those towns. I always felt like when I'd go visit my friends at Western, I always felt at home in London. Like, it's a nice town.
It's cozy.
Yeah.
It's like mom's living room kind of.
Yeah, it really does. Even like it doesn't feel as big as it is, honestly.
No, for sure.
But you were like a multi-sport athlete, right? You were like super competitive in soccer. I heard you were a very skilled soccer player as well. So like if you didn't end up pursuing hockey, do you think you might have like pursued a professional career in like dizzy bat?
Maybe. I've gone pretty good over the years.
Yeah, I heard you were a boss.
Yeah, the girls love it. So I've been trying to teach them how to spin faster because the faster you go, the more fun it gets.
Right.
So trying to teach them with some footwork, help with the game,
right.
Like, teaches you some things. I didn't play that growing up as much, but just more baseball with the big plastic bats, but added the spinning, I think, in college. So that was a blast. Everyone's always in a good mood playing that game and there hasn't been any injuries. So it's a win-win.
And that's how you know you're a true athlete.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If people crown you as the queen of dizzy bat,
Absolutely.
which I heard that's your title. Yeah.
I'll take it.
That's pretty good. Was anyone slacking? Like not doing the footwork good enough?
Who's the
who were you
worst
on?
dizzy batter?
Oh, God.
Just sewer them right now. Let's hear it.
I would say Jen Gardner was the worst.
So funny.
Good to know.
She was pretty slow. But
Really?
Yeah.
Slow spinner or just like horrible footwork? Yeah.
Yeah, slow feet and spins. I think it's kind of goes together. But
okay, fair enough. Slow feet and spins.
But she can improve. I think that was her first time. So we'll give her some time.
Rocky rookie season for her in the dizzy bat community.
Exactly.
But in all honesty, soccer was another love of yours along with many other sports. So like, how do you feel growing up that helped kind of shape you? Or was it pulling you away from hockey a little bit? Did you have a moment where you were like, wait a minute, I could actually like be really good at soccer too?
I think I always loved hockey a little more and I knew that deep down, but I did enjoy soccer and my friends on the soccer team. And then I also played basketball in high school. So that was really fun. So my mom always wanted me to be a professional basketball player.
Another basketball player.
Our PWHL basketball all-star team is actually getting
we
really
have
good.
to be careful because now it's season 3 and we're going to actually have to do the PWHL Invitational basketball game.
That'd be fun.
We should.
Honestly.
I'd be down.
There's so many ballers.
Can I just say something? I did a hockey school up in Sudbury. I do one every year. And Corey Chevry, Coach Corey, comes up and she was playing, Thunder or Bump, whatever people call it.
Yeah.
And she had no mercy on these children and was like winning the game with fadeaways and stuff. So I feel like
she has to be involved.
Absolutely involved. You are on the roster. We've got a good team building here. All right.
Yeah.
I see where we're at.
Heard you're quite the stick with the golf club as well, depending on the day.
Yeah.
Launching bombs. I heard you can launch them 310 yards.
Yeah, with the wind, I can maybe.
With the wind?
10?
That
was with my new driver though, so that was fun. But I don't hit it consistently is the issue. So that's what we're working on is my consistent drives and all that. That's what I'm lacking in the golf game.
We're getting her on the course.
100% we are.
But the course is fun. So
yeah.
It's always a good time.
It's always a good time, isn't it?
Especially in the mountains in the Calgary, like in Banff, we went a few times and it's like, I think your ball goes a little further out there too. So
when you're hitting into the mountains, it looks like it's going a million miles.
yeah, I'm
for
like
some
it's on the
reason.
green. It's like way short.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Just looks like it.
How was the golf out west? I've heard you had a good time on the course. Had a lot of interesting times on the course.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like I think just the mountains, it looks like fake almost, and it was like a little smoky the one time we went, so it almost looked like, I don't know, silhouettes of all the mountains. So it was really cool. And I got to golf with Sam Reinhart, and he's like such a
I've
good
heard he's
golfer.
actually a really good time
I
too.
was like, oh God. Yeah, he was so nice and chatty the whole time. And yeah, so that was really fun.
Are you like the best golfer on the women's national team? Is that?
Definitely not.
No?
I don't got the consistent game. Some of the girls do. I think like Erin, Ambrose, and Fillier. I don't know who else.
Fillier just makes sense to me, where she's like,
But
I golf
those
maybe
two.
twice a year, but I'm really good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like it's so on brand for her. I feel.
Exactly. So I don't have the consistent part yet, but I have the length of drives and irons and all that.
Nice.
So try to use that.
And you're a
more.
Dizzy Bat pro. And
Yeah.
you dialed
Exactly.
that game
They
in
don't have
college.
that part to their
Beers
game.
before the ninth hole, a dog at the turn, right?
And that gets you set.
Yeah.
Good.
Maybe I need to do that a little more to make me a little more focused.
You should. You honed in your Dizzy Bat career in college. How did you end up at St. Lawrence?
Yeah, the recruiting process was a little weird just because you could commit kind of pretty early. So everyone was committed in grade 8, grade 9, and I was a late bloomer. So I wasn't getting those offers that early. I think my first visit was at Clarkson with Nicole, which was funny. And she got offered right away, and I got offered for the year after. And I was like, I know I'm ready to go to college. Like I've already played 3 years junior, like ready to go into it. So then I just kept exploring my options, and St. Lawrence came around. The coaches were amazing, and I loved the campus, and ended up being 10 minutes down the road from Nicole. So it was pretty funny how it worked out that way. But yeah, I think I was just a late bloomer. So I just kind of took what I had and ended up working out really well for me. I got to develop and play a lot of games and minutes. So I had a blast, and it's a super fun school, and our coaches were amazing to help us kind of go to school, do the fun parts outside of hockey, and then the hockey part. They were great just to try to develop me as a player. So
Do you still have your
Can't
brown
complain.
pants?
yeah, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Like, were they actual pants or were they shells?
No, they're actual pants.
Whoa,
And
I thought for
helmets.
sure those would be
Yeah,
shells.
gnarly with the red
Yeah.
stripe.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
man,
sweet.
those
I
are
love the
tough.
brown.
Like, are you ever gonna wear those again? Like, if you go
Probably not.
beer league after
Maybe
you're
beer
retired?
league after, yeah. Screw the PWHL gear. I'm going to throw on the
Throw
St. Lawrence
on
court.
the brown pants.
Yeah.
Were there other schools that had you really interested, or once you went to St. Lawrence, were you like, I'm going here for sure?
Honestly, a lot of the offers I got were for the year after.
Got it.
So I wasn't really interested in that. And then Ivy League, I didn't really want to pay for school.
Yeah.
So, and I have 3 other siblings, so didn't want to make my parents pay either. So I kind of was just left for a few schools. I think it was like Syracuse, St. Lawrence, maybe UConn or something, and then a few Canadian schools. So honestly, didn't have a lot to pick from, but it ended up working really well because I love St. Lawrence. So it was kind of meant to be.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'd say what a good fit. I mean, we know a couple of people that have gone there and had themselves a pretty good time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Every athlete kind of runs into some type of adversity throughout their career or whatever. For you, was it in your freshman year that you broke your ankle?
Yeah.
So 1, like what happened? And then 2, what was that recovery process like? And how did you, I guess, grow as a person and a player through that?
Yeah, honestly, not the best way to break your ankle. I was running down the stairs. One of my teammates was running down the stairs in front of me, and she jumped the last few. And so I decided to do that too, but didn't realize there was a ceiling. So I nailed my head. I'm pretty tall. So nailed my head on the ceiling and was just worried about my head. But I guess on the landing, I just rolled it enough to snap it. But yeah, wasn't the greatest story. I definitely felt bad calling my parents the next day, and I know they were pretty disappointed in me. And then my coaches, I couldn't even tell my coach. So
the word
lucky-
disappointed like breaks my heart for
it
you.
does. I don't think they were disappointed. They were sad for you.
Yeah. And then my captains actually told Wellesley for me because I didn't have the courage to tell him about it. But yeah, I didn't need surgery though. And I definitely learned from it and was more cautious around campus, and definitely people can learn from it. And
Yeah.
I think people even on my team learned from it. Everyone's like, watch out for the stairs. And I'm like, it wasn't the stairs, it was the ceiling. Watch
ceiling.
out for the ceiling.
So was it
But-
like a double doink? Like you were conkied and a
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I did cut my head open, so it was like gushing down my face. So that's what everyone was worried about. I'm like, my ankle kind of hurts. Like my head's fine. I feel fine. It's just my ankle. So
is that kind of like an infamous story for like? Did you live that down in all of your 4 years, or did it haunt you?
I got watch out for the stairs for like all 4 years. I think it died down like after junior year, but yeah. I heard it for a while, but it was fine. It was funny at the end.
Note to self, if you're in your first year university and you're having a good time with your teammates, don't jump the stairs.
Watch out for the stairs.
Don't do it.
And the ceiling.
Yeah, you got to play U18s twice, which is like pretty cool. You say you're a late bloomer, but obviously not if you're making the U18 team. You won a bronze and a gold. The bronze to most people in Canada might sound a little bit surprising, but I feel like sometimes those moments are needed in a program and with players. So what is the story behind that year and that bronze medal? And obviously it's still something to be proud of. I mean, like third in the world is great, but for your journey in that U18 and the expectation that Hockey Canada puts on the players as well is a lot to carry. But as young kids, what was that journey like?
Yeah, it was my first time with the national team, so I was just pumped to be there, like one of the younger players on the team, so I was just trying to learn and see what happens. And we were in Russia, so it was like a crazy place to be, and it was super cool just to kind of explore that. And then, yeah, unfortunately, we lost to Russia in the beginning of whatever round robin, so we ended up having to play the U.S. in the semis, and they were really good at that time, like had a lot of players with experience, and we just like couldn't beat them. I think it was a super close game, but yeah, that was unfortunate and definitely left some extra drive for the year after and bringing that back. There's only 4 of us that returned, so we were really bringing that motivation back. And yeah, it was super fun to end up beating most of them again. So ended up winning gold. So that was a good way to end it off.
So that's your U18 Team Canada experience, your first senior national team experience. You got to experience with your cousin in Utica. We were both there, in that beautiful place. What was the lead up like to that for you, knowing you were going to get to play on the senior national team? You've answered a million questions about your cousin. I know you guys have a cool relationship, but it is like, so cool.
Yeah. Are you tired of talking about it though? Like we don't have to go if you don't want, but like it's really cool, man. And like I'm assuming you guys are like sisters, kind of. Do you know what I mean? I get that feel. I could be making that up. I don't know.
No, for sure. Yeah, no, it's so fun playing with her. And we played with each other in London our last 3 years. So that's when we really got closer. And that was our first time actually playing together over the years, even though we're so close in age. She played boys for so long. So it was fun. Like, I feel like she can just read me on the ice very well. So it's fun knowing that you're going to get the passion, the D, no matter what. Like, she just sees me. So it was fun playing with her. And then playing against her is not as fun. We definitely like to score a goal and the next person would try to score. And our parents definitely was like, oh my God, these two are so competitive. They just want to score against each other. So it was really fun. And then Worlds, I didn't really know what was going to happen. I felt like I had a good season at St. Lawrence and was hoping to work out. And then Nicole got picked too. So going to our first Worlds, winning gold, I couldn't explain anything better than that. Like, it was a dream come true just to be on that Worlds team with her and then winning with all of our family in the stands. So it was just super cool. And hopefully we can make the Olympic team together soon too.
Yeah, like what a family trip. Hey.
Oh my God.
When you found out, like when you got the call, did you guys text each other? Like were you aware calls were going out on who made it and who didn't? Like would you text each other or were you guys both like just quietly, nervously waiting for the other to say something?
Honestly, usually our parents figure it out first. We were like, because we didn't know if we'd be on the team, so we didn't text each other. So usually we just wait for one of our dads to text each other because they're identical twins. So they're texting all the time. And so usually one of our dads tells us and we're like, okay, we can text each other now. But yeah.
That's awesome.
But didn't Troy tell you on the phone? You could tell Julia too? Or you can tell Nicole
that
too?
Was for that one.
That's so funny.
I'm mixing them up.
Do you remember me and you? We were in Kingston and we did this interview. I remember you telling me that there.
No, Troy told me that Nicole made it to text her. That you can text her and all that. Oh my God, I forgot that was that one. Yeah.
I can't believe I remember that.
Yeah, because you guys played my memory is terrible.
Yeah, you guys played U18 together too, right?
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
So you might be, I mean, it's both Canadian Jersey International Stage, which is
awesome.
Yeah.
Wild.
Let's talk a little bit about Toronto last season. Like, I feel like you had kind of a coming out party towards the end of the season in the playoffs where nobody could stop you in front of the net. What was the transition like to, and on the PP, what was the transition like to pro for you?
Yeah, I think the beginning, it's such a hard league. It's so competitive, so fast, so physical. You have no time and space. So coming from college where you kind of could skate down the ice to to that was a pretty big change for me. And I feel like I was playing with so many different players, like different roles, power play, no power play, kind of all over the place. So I was really trying to just like figure out my game. And I feel like I started to figure that out like halfway through and then really evolved into it into the end of the year. And I was working on my compete, like using my shot more and then kind of just making the most of my opportunities. So the power play, I was just like, get my shot off. Troy's like, just use your shot. So then I did that and it was working pretty well. And yeah, I just gained some more confidence, I think, just playing at that level and playing more with the national team at Worlds. And yeah, it was really fun to score a few more goals.
Because you could have stayed another year at school, right?
Yeah.
At the beginning of last year, were you like, oh my gosh, I wish I was getting 100 goals in college right now? Was there a part of you feeling that way, or were you just happy to be playing pro?
No, not at all, honestly. I was just happy to be there and like the challenge and was trying to figure it out on my own, talking to the coaches, watching video. Like I enjoy the challenge and I think it's helped me. And obviously it worked out in the end of the year. So hoping to bring that into Seattle this year.
I was wondering, like you actually had the opportunity to stay an extra year in university. Why did you choose not to?
Yeah, I think I was just ready for the next step. I was at SLU for 4.5 years almost, just with the Olympic year. So I felt good in college and I was ready to go to the next step, get challenged in the Pdub. And I knew the Olympics were coming up soon too. So I wanted to be at the best I could be. And I thought, what's better than the PWHL when every team is so good and you're getting a competitive game, where in college, some games aren't always the best, just depending on the team. So I was just pumped for the challenge and it ended up working out well.
What word of advice could you give to an entering rookie in their first season to help them, have a great start?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I would say just try to bring the most amount of confidence that you can. I think I was pretty down on myself sometimes just with how hard the league is, but I think just bringing what you're good at and also knowing that the league's a bit different, so you might have to change certain aspects of your game and it might not be the same as college. So I think having an open mind, changing what the coaches kind of want, and then just keep being confident and bringing the player you are every day.
Awesome.
Last one for you. Do you feel a big rivalry between Seattle and Vancouver? It's going to be a big one in year 3 of the Pdub.
I think it's going to be huge. I'm super pumped for it. We have our exhibition games, I think, coming up. So that'll be fun to kind of see how it starts. But I think just with both expansion teams, both pretty stacked rosters, I think it'll be pretty fun. And we might even have some Seattle fans drive over to Vancouver. So I'm really pumped for it.
I was going to say, never mind the Seattle rivalry. Like, I feel like everyone's going to be after you guys.
True.
Yep.
Like, you're going to have to bring your best game every night. So it's
which I love. Like, bring it. I'm pumped for it.
Nice. Love it. Okay. Thank you so much for this, Julia. You're the best.
Yeah, thank you. I was pumped to be on the show.
We'll have to play Dizzy Bat this summer and watch you bomb a golf ball 310 yards down the course.
I know. If I do Dizzy Bat enough times, I might hit the ball 310, honestly.
True.
Not true. We've seen her play.
Not true. Not true. Okay. That was today's interview presented by Sober Carpenter, Canada's craft leader in non-alcoholic beer, full flavor, zero compromise. Thank you very much to Sober Carpenter for sponsoring that interview. And thank you so much to Julia Gosling, who I know only rips the Dizzy Bat with non-alkies, right?
Sure. Yeah, sure. That's what I heard. Thanks to Julia Gosling as well for taking me down when I was crowd surfing and gently caressing me in a nice little wedding carry.
That was nice. You gave her a kiss on the cheek, didn't you?
I did, yeah. You're saving my life.
She did.
100%. I was like, thanks, buddy. Love you. Give her a little smack.
Such a nice girl. So excited to see her. Man, like she really came into her own last season towards the playoffs in Toronto and during the playoffs. And I'm very excited to see how that evolves in Seattle. So thanks, Julia. Very excited to see you this season. Okay, it's time for our new favorite segment, one of our new favorite segments. I don't know. Yeah. We had Coach Courtney on today, so I can't say officially our favorite segment, but we do love Dr. Jill, and we do love whenever you guys text us with your problems about your hockey team or your teammates or like any sort of hockey stuff that you have going on in your life, a problem you need solved. Tessa and I are here for you. On Dr. Jill. I want to start with this one from Aubrey, who's so kind. It's not really a problem that she has, but she just wanted to tell us about this. And honestly, it made me feel very seen. Mm-hmm. It's on the topic of my lucky underwear, which did fail us for the Blue Jays game, but still are my lucky underwear.
These undies.
My goalie partner, my sophomore year of college, also had lucky underwear. She wore them for every game without fail, and sometimes would also wear them for practices. they deteriorated to a point where they were absolutely shredded.
These are your
and
underwear.
had basically no material left. Mine are wearable still.
That's your gitch. I don't know, Julia. Go
At
on.
which time, a handful of us bucked up the courage to tell her the underwear needed to be retired for the good of everyone else on the team, honestly. Do not say that I'm going to get to this point. She reluctantly agreed to retire them and informed everyone that she had thrown them away when we came into the locker room for practice the next day. However, before we started getting ready for said practice, goalie partner brought her glove over to me and showed me that she had actually saved a shred of the underwear and tied it to the inside of her glove for good luck. Stop. At that point, I just accepted the compromise. We goalies are rather weird. Aubrey, that is the best story ever.
You know what I love?
Thank you so much.
Aubrey, thank you for sharing that story because it has opened my eyes to make me realize that Julia is a goalie at heart.
No.
Julia, you are a goalie at heart.
I'm just weird. I'm not a goalie.
You're a goalie at heart, bud. You missed your calling.
Yeah, it's honestly true. There's no chance my mom would have gone for me being a goalie. She was stressed enough watching my hockey games.
You know what's great is the fact that like Buckles totally was just like, okay, you don't have to fully get rid of it. Just make the waistband a headband. Like she was just like giving
that's
you
That's grosser. Putting them on my head is objectively grosser. I don't know. Maybe we could think of something like I said, there's a few lucky, like it was a lucky
You're
purchase.
just
There's like 3 pairs that I rotate through that are
You're
lucky.
ridiculous. This is so good. Thank you, Aubrey.
Thank you, Aubrey. Speaking of ridiculous, I haven't even heard this one yet. We're gonna play it live for ourselves right now. This is a voicemail that we got. Someone that needs assistance from Dr. Jill.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Julia and Tessa. I'm actually calling in anonymously for my wife. She plays beer league on Tuesday nights with a bunch of ladies that all played NCAA. I think they do it mostly for the Wings. But anyway, they recently had a young stud defender join the group this year, and they're very happy to have her. However, this past Tuesday, she came home and mentioned that this young defender had the worst smelling mitts of all time. How does she politely suggest for Buckles just to get some new gloves? If you could let me know, that would be great. Thanks so much.
Ed is the best. That is so funny. Okay, wait. Buckles gloves are that bad?
Bro, Julia.
We've been around a lot. For you to say that they're bad, they must be so bad.
Listen, if she wasn't such a good hockey player, I would have just kicked her off the bench. But I needed her as a deep partner because, like I said, we were getting pumped. But I was like, dude, like, get new gloves. Do you want me to? I will get you a new CCM. I've got a bunch at home. What size are you? And she like held her hand up to be like, no, these are fine. And she had like holes everywhere, first of all. And I'm like, you were a professional hockey player.
She was the one making fun of my underwear more than anyone. And she puts those on her hands. They're basically hand gitch.
Equivalent. Yeah, those are, she's got hand gitch. Anyways, she was like, I have 3 more pairs at home. I could just swap them out. I'm like, how you're even, here's what was my thought process immediately. I was like, how are you eating wings after this? You got to wash your hands. And how are you like purposely going like, these are awful and sticking your hands in there when you got 3 other pairs of really good gloves just hanging at home?
You know that they're a bit lucky and she just didn't want to say that because then she'd be like me and that would be a nightmare. Poor Buckles isn't even here to defend herself.
I love it.
We'll have to have her on Tuesday to defend her stinky mitts. Yeah. I'm really glad we got to end on that, Tess. I honestly have tears in my eyes. Thank you so much to Ed, too. That was the way at first I was like, wait, is this? And then you said, could someone, what do we say to Buckles? He just went right for it.
Just totally sewers her at the end.
Oh, man, that was good. Guys, if you want to send in questions for our Send It segment that we do on Tuesdays or our Dr. Jill segment that we do on Fridays, you can call us 1-929-542-2442, leave us a voicemail or email us jocksinjills@thepwhl.com. You can DM us at jocksinjills on Instagram, on X, on TikTok. We got Facebook rocking. We got Blue Sky rocking. We're on the PWHL's YouTube page if you want to subscribe there. And of course, wherever you get your podcasts, whether it's Apple or Spotify, it really helps us out if you subscribe there. What are you doing this weekend, Tessa? Anything fun?
Hockey.
Nice.
With the kids, yeah.
Nice.
And yard
Kids
work
hockey.
again. All the raking up all my neighbors' leaves out of my yard. Yeah.
What am I going to do? Like shovel snow? I have no idea.
Oh my gosh. Ski season though. Ski season. I'm down for ski season.
Yeah, dude.
I'm
pumped for that. I haven't even brought my skis from Thunder Bay ever because I usually just like ski on Christmas break in Thunder Bay. But now I finally live outside of the city and it won't take me 3 hours to get to any sort of fun physical outdoor activity. So it's time.
Do you want to know the coolest thing? I got to, before everyone, we let you go, the coolest thing. So one of my friends, Michelle Moore, she has this place called the Burlington Pond up here.
Ooh.
And she's got this 3-on-3 league, okay? That's during the week.
Oh, nice.
It's during the week. And it's like on smaller ice. It's high intense hockey. These young kids are ripping around. Like it's awesome. Majority of the people that play in this league don't want to give up their weekends. They want to go take their kids skiing. They want to go on trips. I'm like, this is genius. I was talking to a mom that was there and she's like, yeah, this is way better than playing, you're playing on a small ice anyway, organized hockey.
Yeah.
It's 3-on-3, tons of ice for your kid, tight space, and you got your weekends. I was like,
how old are the kids?
And it's 3-on-3 starts anywhere from like younger, the group that we were watching, they were 8 and 9-year-olds.
Nice. Okay.
And
that's
they were
awesome.
cooking out there. I was like, whoa, these kids are really good.
Love to hear it. And I'm always looking forward to the Annie and Theo hockey update after the weekend. So I'm pumped about that as well. Hope you all have a lovely weekend. Enjoy some women's hockey, guys. Rivalry Series, Thursday, Saturday. Next week, Hockey Hall of Fame induction. And then we're rolling right into the beginning of the season. So buckle up. Aw, miss you, Buckles. See you on Tuesday, Buckles. See you guys all then too.